Or vertical only. Okay. Do I have live chat? Oh, I do have live chat. I just can't chat in live chat. I'm not sure how to get my um orientation is locked. Okay. Um, let me see. Uh, YouTube Studio content live. Okay, let me see if I can grab. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. How am I gonna do this? Uh, where's post at? Okay. Okay, so what I have done is, okay, I'm gonna attempt. Okay, so I had absolutely, YouTube does not give me the ability to have chat in my screen. So I'm on, right now, I think I'm on vertical. So what I need to do is, uh-oh, no, 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 no. Okay, had to shut myself off. Okay, so I have got, well, hang on a second. Now I need to go find my link. Um, let's see here. Go to my channel. This is a lot of cumbersome work right here, right now. Okay. Go live together is currently only available. Nah, I know. I just want the stinking link. That's all I want is the stinking link. Okay. Edit. Um, I just want to post it into my chat. Okay, cancel. Let's go back over here and I'm going to paste the link. Um, hello. Hello. Life, life OFKT. Okay, so I've put the link inside of, let's see, pin the message up here. Okay, I've got the message pinned. I have no idea how this works. So I've got, did I pin the message? Yeah. Yeah, it's pinned up there. So I got the message pinned. Maybe I should do a second one and explain a little bit what. Okay, let me type. Um, go live. Go live. Um, join the stream. Okay, let me paste and post and let me replace. Okay, yeah, I want to replace the pinned message. Replace pinned message. Okay. Okay, so let me delete, remove. We're going to delete you. Okay, so there. Okay, so now I've got, okay, I've got the pin in there. So someone asked if they could go live in the other stream. I told them to come back. They haven't come back. And so I thought maybe, so what I was talking about in Well, what did I must have deleted what I was talking about in the other, oh, no, I didn't. It's over here. We were talking about the First Amendment frauditors and how they're a pain in the neck for the police. They're mean, um, failure to comply with official signs and lawful directions in violation of case, and so time, place, and manner restrictions. And so, yeah, that's just what we were talking about was the First Amendment auditors. And I don't have much else to say about it. It says, while insulting the police is usually treated as constitutionally protected speech, in some jurisdictions it can be considered disorderly conduct if it interferes with the police interactions. When I was a kid, we were always taught to be courteous and respectful to the police and to other human beings. And so some of this stuff, an auditor in San Antonio was prosecuted and convicted of disorderly conduct after an audit where he chased, jostled, and shouted insults at three officers on duty. After the trial, the chief of police for the city of San Antonio stated the verdict puts a dagger in the heart of their First Amendment excuse in verbally attacking the police officers. Um, so I don't know. Yeah, I call them fraud. I agree that they're frauditors because they're probably showing out for the camera. That's all they're doing. It's just showing out for the camera because they get money and they get a lot of things, probably a lot of incentives related to doing whatever it is that they do. Now, the first time I ever noticed them was on Facebook, and I I was like shocked the first time I saw all these people driving through these police checkpoints and they were saying, I refuse to give you my driver's license. I'm like, what is this about? The police ask for your driver's license. What is the problem with giving them your driver's license? So there apparently maybe it's something the police are doing. They might be involved with it. I'm beginning to wonder if they're what am I doing? I'm talking to you on the internet here. I Frospitality. Oh, fraudspitality. Yeah, that'll work. Frospitality or fraudspitality. Fraud. The First Amendment frauditors, and there is fraudspitality. The internet surfaces a lot of fraud things. Now, what I did was I tapped on my join the live stream, so it interrupted my live stream. That's what happened. What did it do? Did it start over? Well, it's showing that I've only been on here for 30 seconds now. That's weird. I've been on here longer than 49 seconds. Um, but it's only showing like less than a minute, which is kind of okay. So we've got Life of KT92 and Opal SC3 and T. Okay, and so let's see. The laws regarding public forums come into play in these situations and are often a flashpoint of contention. Sometimes auditors will tell property owners upon questioning that they are photographing or recording for a story, they are photographing or recording for their personal use, or sometimes auditors do not answer at all. Now, I always thought that was crazy, though, the people on YouTube, though they had this thing, they were like, well, we have to get consent to use people in videos. So they were taking something that Hollywood was doing. So Hollywood, or they were taking it halfway partially. And so they were saying, what they were saying is they're like, well, are we supposed to carry consent forms around when we go recording out in public? And I always thought, why do you have to do that? Why would you have to carry around a consent form? They're, oh, well, if we want to put people in videos. And I was just thinking, well, then YouTube came up with the policy if the person is readily identifiable, because at the beginning of YouTube, there was issues. There was a lot of people who were talking about how they were in a video and they didn't want to be in the video anymore. Now, if you were paid to do something and you were in a video, I because a lot of people, their videos didn't get taken down, and so I have to wonder if they were part of, um, getting paid for some gig work. Back then, I was the one who was sitting there, oh, feeling bad for them because they're like, "Oh my gosh, um, I'm in this video with my sister and my sister died, and I wanted to take the video down because my sister is no longer living." And, or what they were saying is their sister was in the video and they wanted to take the video down. And so there was all kinds of videos that were being uploaded that a lot of them looked like they could have been malicious, and or the other thing they were saying is like, I was at college, I'm trying to apply for jobs now. I was at this college event and I was really, really drunk. That's what they were saying. They're saying they were really, really drunk. And um and they're like, "I wanna get a job, but this video is gonna look really bad when I go to apply for a job if the person where I'm applying for the job for ever sees this video of me." And so apparently it seemed to be a big problem, because but now me, I was sitting there, I was thinking, "Well, why in the world would it matter if if you're applying for a job and there's a video on the internet, how would your boss ever see that video?" And why would your boss ever see that video? Your name's not in it. Now, well, everybody was talking about facial identification, facial recognition, I guess, and stuff like that. And so, it makes sense. I mean, people become scared. It makes complete sense to me. We all do things. Absolutely every single one of us have done things that could come back to bite us in the butt that technically would violate our civil rights. So when you're applying for a job, this is what I always thought. So what if you got drunk at college and you're applying for a job now? If your boss does not hire you for that reason because you were drunk in college and they don't hire you and you can prove that, I think you have a civil rights claim right there. I mean, because it's like most people, I'm not going to say all because there's a lot of people who say they don't drink and that's their prerogative. But most people have probably been drunk. I guarantee you. Most people have been drunk, but we have been made to feel shamed for being drunk and smoke. It's legal. Why is beer legal? But everybody is being shamed for things that are legal. And I personally, ascribe to what Sergeant Major Grinston, the former uh, Sergeant Major of the United States military, had said. He says but but people, what was his word? I can't remember his wording that he used. People are basically being shamed, is that's how I took it, for things that are legal, but um, people are basically getting in trouble over on the internet is what's taking place, smoking and drinking. And so if you put up and should you date outside of your country? I would say no. Absolutely no. Do not date outside of your country. That relationship is not going to work out. It's just not going to work out. Because if you're in one country and someone else is in another country, it's not going to work. Now, if you're in a different country and well, let me say this. This is something I learned from I think when I had Twitter, the military was talking about this at one point, and what they had said was that they said soldiers actually have to get permission from their chain of command to get married in many circumstances, especially if they are dating someone outside of their country. So if you're active duty, you're going to have to get permission from your commanding officer in order to get married. And there's a reason for that. And that's looking for people who have less than desirable intentions related to the mission at hand. And so um, I would say no, don't date outside of your country because it's a headache. And the thing I'm thinking related to marriage too, I would also say no because so for example, if you are an American, be that a male or a female, and you decide to get involved with someone outside of the United States, say you decide that you're going to get married or you're just going to you're going to sponsor someone to live with you in the United States, it's going to be a headache. It's just going to be a headache because there's probably legal ramifications. And so if the relationship does not work out, that person is going to have to go back to their own country. They may not be able to stay in the United States. So what are you going to do with your partner? So you basically have brought another person into the United States of America who's from another country. What are you going to do with them? Say that they don't have any money. I've that's been crossing my mind. So what are you going to do with them if you decide to get divorced? Or you decide that your companionship is not going to work out. What do you do with a person from another country? So I would have to say no, because in both directions, be that an American citizen in a foreign country or a foreigner in the United States, there is some big hefty things that I would think you would want to think about. And one of them is, what if you get divorced? And I mean, everybody's thinking that now, especially if you're older. Maybe younger people who haven't been spoiled on marriage, or soured, I should say. Soured would be a better word. If you've not been soured on marriage before in the past, you might not be thinking about these things. But if you once you've been soured on marriage, for me it just kind of goes without saying that I don't think that um dating outside of your I don't even see how it would work. Let's see. Opalescent says, "Bro, I bet you eat cheese and cut carrot. Bro is cutting carrot like it's his job, but in reality, you're probably a loser who pre-orders pre-cut carrots and can't cut onions." Someone um is posting comments about carrots on my video, and we're going to talk about the carrot. The carrot. That's funny. Um, Yeah, carrot is actually a good word. Is that a homophone or I'm not sure which one of my phones or English language words carrot is, because you've got a carrot that is orange and you've got a carrot that is like a diamond carrot. It just reminded me of that. I just thought of that. So it's spelled the same. two different meanings, though. Two different really big meanings. Hospitality. I like that word, hospitality. Um, well, at least I know how to do vertical, no, horizontal now. If I use the link, I can do horizontal videos for drawing now in the future, which that'll be nice. Now that I see how this is done, I can just do a but you know what I had come oh, this is what I had come up earlier today too. Is it still here? Let me see if nope, I got rid of it. I was in shorts and a landscape video came through on shorts, which was an advertisement. And it had me wondering, it's like, well, is YouTube's going to start bringing landscape back now? And we're going to get landscape videos through shorts? I'm wondering because I have not seen one landscape video through shorts at all. Not one. I have not seen one landscape. They've all been portrait. And so that's why I'm wondering, is landscape videos going to be going through shorts now? So it looks like we could be headed in that direction. I'm thinking shorts has been in beta testing for about, what, 6 years now? I'm wondering if I think that that's what's happening, is that shorts has been in beta testing maybe for several years. Um, but it's just speculation on my part. I'm not sure. Uh, now I have noticed a lot less videos now. And the thing that the other person they wrote me about is talking about that. Let me see if I can find the comment because the person who wrote it is someone who is here all the time or comes in here earlier in the day, and so I was wondering. Oh, here it is. I don't think I have. Nope, there's no response. So, Vinicius Luckman. Hello. Just wanted to say that YouTube is changing their policy in relation to your content, mainly the shorts being made by AI. YouTube policy changes. YouTube policy changes will make AI content no longer monetized or recommended by the algorithm. Just passing this information along. Now, I have no idea. I know I read about YouTube content, um, but I was thinking it was more like um, I was thinking it was more like the spam stuff. Now that's what I read when I went to find research on it. The ones that were really repetitive all the time, they were just posting the same videos over and over again. And so I put up here, I put YouTube gives us the tools to make what I'm doing. I put, I'm a human being. I am not AI. You must have some confusion on your end as to what AI generated content is and what AI is. I am not monetized anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Now, does it? Because I'm not making any money. So why does it matter if I post AI content? I'm not doing repetitive, um, I'm not just posting the same video over and over again. Some people are. They're posting the same content from different channels. So it's kind of like the script thing. What they're doing is they're posting the same videos over and over again. And then I think that's probably part of the gaming of the system. And so so say you have one video and they post the same short on 50 or 100 different channels. And so they game the system that way. And then that boosts up the songs, the popularity of the songs being used. That's what I've seen taking place. I am seeing a lot less of them right now lately. So I think YouTube must be cracking down on them. Now, the other thing I put in here too, as a reply, and I hope this person reads it. I never saw anything that shorts and AI will no longer be recommended by the algorithm. I did not read that. I didn't see that anywhere. I put, I think what YouTube is talking about is spam videos of the same video uploaded to multiple different channels. So I copied and pasted in here. I put July 15th. This is what YouTube had wrote in the help forum. July 15th, 2025. We're making a minor update to our repetitious content policy to better clarify. This includes content that is repetitive or mass produced. I am not mass producing anything. I'm not repeating anything. I'm making individual content that's just me making something that's a little joke or a meme or something. I'm not just putting up the same thing over and over again. Um, they said, we will also renaming this policy the repetitious content or inauthentic content. This type of content has always been ineligible for monetization under our existing policies, where creators are rewarded for original and authentic content. There's no change to our reused content policy, which reviews content like commentary clips, compilations, and reaction videos. And so um, I see what you wrote finally. Um, you will be the wigger to rule them all. You will be the one to compete in the Wigger Olympics and finally be the one to surpass Eminem, paving a way for the whites in the kingdom of Jacob praise. I don't know what you're talking about there. I don't know what that means, Diaz. If only I I would like to. Yeah, I'm sure Eminem has a lot of. Are you just repeating something else? Because I don't have that many followers right now. I would have to have a lot of followers to surpass Eminem. Let's see how many Eminem has. I'm gonna go look and see. I always liked him. He was pretty decent as far as his music goes. Let me go over here and see how many followers he has. I don't keep up with most of them. Eminem. Uh, I always do that. Because I have nothing to say, but I'm just moaning. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, I guess, because I just do that for no reason. That's kind of like when I say, oh, okay, Eminem music has 65 million. 65 million followers is Eminem music. I've never had that much music or that much Oh, you know what I just saw in Eminem? Oh, interesting. Marshall Bruce Mathers. Now I didn't know his middle name. Some shady. But I saw something significant within Eminem. Do you guys see what I'm looking at? Yeah, I've got a long ways to go. I even on my former channel, I never got anywhere close to what Eminem had. Didn't get anywhere close at all. I mean, it would be great to be able to get up there and make a lot of money. Okay, what? Well, let me tell you what I see in the middle of Eminem first. Mine is in there, Mine, like Minecraft. But so I look inside of, I, just finding words within other words and videos and things like that. That's all I do. Now, Eminem, I lost my train of thought, what I was going to talk about. I was going to say something else and I just completely forgot about it when I talked about the mine in there. Maybe I'm getting sleepy. I think that's probably what's happening. I'm starting to get sleepy. But I've never been part of a I don't know how it works. I don't know how YouTube does things, how people, when you say you've got a bit to go, I've got a long ways to go. I mean, I don't know how, I have no idea how people get millions and millions of followers and lots of, oh, this is, oh, okay. When I retraced what I was starting to say, okay, the money thing. Why is it everybody is shamed into saying they don't, that about the money aspect of things, so related to the internet? And that's always crossed my mind. It's like, people are like, "Oh, well, I'm not on here to make any money." It's like, why not? If it's there for you to make money off of, why not? If you can do it, more power to you. That's what I've always said. Because I know things were good for me for a while when I had my original channel, then they got sucky, didn't work anymore. And then I started thinking about, well, what's going on here that's causing it to not work? And I thought, well, we got to try something different. And that's what there's people telling me to do things differently. And they're saying now YouTube is not TV. That's one thing that was stressed. YouTube is not TV. YouTube is not Hollywood. That was stressed heavily at one point. But the other thing for me is like, okay, well, if money is available, why be embarrassed to take it? Take it. If you have an opportunity to make a lot, I would take it, you know? Why be embarrassed? Because think about this. A lot of people have to go to a job. Are you going to go to a job and say, "Oh gosh, I want to go work for Walmart, but I want to do it for free. I'm going to do I'm going to go work for Walmart and do it for free." What? This is what I ask myself. It's like when I hear someone say, "Well, I'm on YouTube. I'm here, but I don't want to make any money." It's like, okay, well, go work for Walmart for free. I'm sure they would let you work for them for free. I mean, but the internet and social media is a little bit different though, because of the fact that, there's people who already have a job, and so they're just dabbling. They have a job, they have other things they're doing, and so there truly are a lot of people who don't want to be monetized. Um, Even though it sounds like that if they wanted a little bit of income, YouTube really wouldn't care. Journey's got digital art. Hello. And hello, Big C. Yo. Yo. Uh, but I just have to say that, every time when I hear someone say, "Oh, I don't want to make any money. I don't want to be monetized." And I'm thinking, but if you could do it, why not? You know, if it's $100 or $200, that's better than nothing. Um, now, but me, on the other hand, I want to make the big money, you know. I don't care about the fame. I never wanted to be famous. I just wanted the money. Um, Now the thing is, you can be famous without any money. I mean, yeah, people who work at Walmart who become famous for the most ridiculous things. I mean, look at that big woman who they threw out the window and she went splat on the concrete, and they've paraded her picture around on the internet forever. Um, but I think it's photoshopped though. But I still think that poor woman, she's like on what, My 600-Pound Life or whatever that show is called. And they've made some really mean pictures about big ladies, but they started calling them Walmart commercials. They said they were internet Walmart commercials. So the great big fat women, we're not supposed to be shaming people though, because people do feel bad. I mean, it's like I know there's things that I felt bad about, and they were going on in a really tough time. So we're supposed to be somewhat conscious of other people's feelings, and related to people who are big. They exist. They have a right, just like everyone else. And it was hard for people who were big to get on TV because they always just put on skinny people, really, really thin, thin, thin people. And so because of YouTube, we have made progress. We have made a lot of progress related to people looking natural now in the journey of entertainment, and very large people who are um, fat, for lack of a better word. Now, men, on the other hand, had always been on TV when they were chubby. Chubby men have always been on TV, but it's just hard for women to. Yes, because of YouTube. Absolutely, because of YouTube. Most definitely. YouTube is very influential with breaking stereotypes. You really like trains. You really like trains. Yeah, YouTube is actually a stereotype breaker in a big sort of way. YouTube can break a lot of stereotypes. YouTube has actually been influential in breaking the discrimination stereotype too. I think after the past 4 years here with these movements, people are scratching their heads and their butts now, and they're saying, "Well, what in the world is?" We're having this argument about discrimination, and lo and behold, we've discovered that everything can be discrimination. So it all cancels everything out. But now the thing for one of the last shows that I remember being on TV before they're having everybody's getting fired from TV and they're ending all their stuff right now was the show that I was it This Is Us, or the big Mike and Molly, I think, and it was two big people that were married to each other. And it was really unusual to see on TV a big woman, very unusual. Now, though, I do remember Mama Cass from the Mamas and the Papas from back in the day. And when I look back at her, she didn't look that big, though. She really didn't look that big. And I remember someone talking about Marilyn Monroe, and they were saying, "Oh, well, she was a size 16." And I'm like, "Really?" They told me she was a size 16 at a time when I was smaller than what I am right now. And I was a size 14 or 16 at that time, and I was thinking, "Really? So if I was on TV, I'd look like Marilyn Monroe related to my body type, sort of." And so they were saying that she was a little bit, hef you know, I mean, when I see her pictures, I never thought Marilyn Monroe looked fat at all. Um, I I look at the old Hollywood style when they first went on TV, they had yellow teeth. They had yellow teeth. Their teeth were messed up. If you look at some of the politicians, their teeth are really, really messed up. Now, I haven't seen any of them who have teeth missing, which I'm sure that they do, but they've probably had them worked on because they have lots of money to get that stuff taken care of. Once they get elected into office, they actually have money to take care of things that they probably didn't before. But the old black and white analog TV, and then the color days, I've looked at the which I never looked at before. Like, for example, let's say Elizabeth Montgomery and Bewitched and some of those shows. Um, Simon Cowell was always being mean to Kelly Clarkson, saying she was too fat. Now, I've looked at Elizabeth Montgomery's knees from back in the day when she was on TV. I never paid any attention to it when I was a kid or even when I was older until Simon Cowell had to be a jerk and make attention of that and tell Kelly Clarkson that she was too fat to be on TV and she'd have to have her knees done or something like that. And so I've looked at some of the older actresses, and they have knees that are kind of chubby. He was saying that she'd have to have the extra fat sucked out of her knees if she wanted to be famous. That's what Simon Cowell had told her on that show on American Idol. And so I was just thinking, well, Lulu was kind of chubby on Hee Haw. There wasn't a lot of women who were chubby because the thing is, we only had three TV stations. And right now we have an overload of content, more content than what we've ever needed in our life before. YouTube has been very instrumental with breaking stereotypes. And I think it's going to keep going. I really do. Right now, you know what stereotype we're breaking right now is old people. We're breaking the old people stereotype right now. People living solo and living single. They haven't gotten a lot of attention, and that's been something that they are getting going to get attention now. Most definitely, I see that in the future, and it's starting right now. More and more people are speaking out. There's a lot of old people who are lonely, and there's a lot of women. I'm happy to hear them, and they're saying they've been single for 30 years, and it's like, uh, you're the first woman I've ever heard who said she's been single. She said she's happily single. She wouldn't mind having a man, but she said he's going to have his own house. She has her house, and they can date, but it sounds like she has absolutely no intentions on ever getting married, because there's women who are saying that marriage is too much trouble. I agree with them because I've said the same thing, is that all I've heard on YouTube for the past 4 or 5 years now is men who are in excruciatingly mad at women, and women are getting blamed for everything. And it's like, well, okay, we've got inflation. We have a big problem, because women are suffering in many, many ways. But we're hearing how much trouble we are to men, and related to alimony, and men who are mad because they have to pay alimony because there's a woman who she never had a job. Uh, Her job was working inside of the home. Maybe she was a mother. She might have been raising kids, and men are really, really mad at women, calling women's livers. It's like, okay, if a woman is a women's liver, isn't there a meaning of that related to that she's done something, that she's broken some stereotype? Wouldn't she have had to have break some stereotype to be a woman's liver and make some money doing it, maybe? I don't know. What is a woman's liver? What exactly is it? I don't know what a women's liver is. I do remember, like, back in uh, the 60s. I think the original movement that they had in California, everything was in California too. That was the funny part. The women's liberation movement was in California. It wasn't in the rest of the United States. It was just in California for the most part. So all these movements were more of a California thing. It wasn't a United States thing. Where now, um, everybody is, every state has the ability to have something instrumental and influential come out of it related to YouTube. I mean, it's still a new novelty. YouTube is only 20 years old. It's going on its 20-year anniversary. So it's still really, really, really new. I mean, the people are going to have fun with it, I think, in the future. I think they're going to have a lot of fun with it. They're going to get over the fact that, uh, in saying that it's an isolating place, because I think there's going to be people who come back to it for some reason, for various reasons. So maybe there's a hate relationship going on with the internet right now, and that's okay, because I think in the future that maybe there will be some jobs created in the future. Um, but there's a lot of stereotype. Oh, the makeup is another one. Makeup. So people um, who don't want to wear makeup, that's another stereotype being broken. Because I always felt that way. It's like a lot of women don't want to wear makeup. They don't want to put on all that stuff on their face. Now, I get that there's people from Hollywood who call themselves makeup artists and they've done someone else's makeup and they're on YouTube and they're paid by the makeup companies. That's the same thing as the lawn mowing people. And that was brought up by someone else a few different times. And so I've seen that too over the years of lawn mowing people. They've got to be sponsored. Now, someone was saying that the lawn mowing people are pulling in like, they can be pulling in like $100,000 a month. One person. That's what they're saying. One person mowing lawns. And they said, well, when they decide, well, they said there's an incentive related to the lawn mowing, and there is for all of them. And so I've often thought the same thing that these other people are expressing. It's like, well, if you're gonna mow someone's lawn, do you have to put it on YouTube? Why do you have to put it on YouTube? Just go mow their lawn for them and do it for free. Why do you have to advertise it that you're mowing someone's lawn? That's the same thing with donations. And I before I deleted my channel, thought about I had thought about driving a bunch of junk to a secondhand store and dropping it off and saying I'm doing some good deed. And I thought, nah, that's kind of a waste of time. Unless I could have made some funny joke out of it or something. I never did it because I thought, what's the point? I found out that you don't even make any money related to taxes. What the tax people tell you is if you want to make money from a donation, then you do a fair market value. So they sent you a link, or that they told you to find the Salvation Army, that they had a fair market value for used clothes as to how much you might get for them. It was one of those things you would actually end up paying more to have the additional sheet done for your taxes than what you would get with a tax break. And so like even the rescue puppy things, where there's these farms and sanctuary farms and things like that of people who are rescuing animals. Why why in the world do they have to be recorded? Why are you recording all these rescue animals and putting them on YouTube? Just rescue the animals and don't tell us about them. I mean, can you do that? Can they do that? No. They're making money doing it. That's why they do it. It's because they're using the word rescue in their videos. The rescue and the sanctuary farms. The sanctuary farms. There's a whole bunch of them too. They all use sanctuary in their titles, which is related to church too. Sanctuary churches. And then sanctuary cities. Yeah, that just dawned on me. Yeah. Well, the sanctuary churches, sanctuary cities, and sanctuary rescue farms. And so, you know what I did? When I had my other YouTube channel, I started putting sanctuary in my titles because I thought, well, I can call myself a sanctuary something or another. I'm going to find a way to work that word in. And I did. When I used the word sanctuary, I started calling, this is what I did. I was, I'll find a way to make it work. I started looking when I was living in someplace else. I started looking at the backyard and I thought, wait a minute, I've got a sanctuary in my backyard. I have got an ant farm sanctuary. That's what and when I see little ants crawling around in the yard, I have got an ant farm sanctuary. I had a slug sanctuary, which was I had this piece of plywood and it fell over and there's all these slugs that started going on the piece of plywood. And I thought, I have got a slug sanctuary. And I did. I had a bird sanctuary because there was birds that would come around, and there was a huge, huge flock of these birds that came around many years in a row, and they were a great big ball, like hundreds of thousands of them. It was almost like they were being steered and guided by some frequency. Um, but what it was they were migrating and they would try to land in the trees of that were left of where the forest used to be because they tore down all the trees to build these houses. And so, but anyway, on a smaller scale, I just thought, okay, I've got a bird sanctuary. So when I saw worms in the, crawling across and frying in the summertime, crawling across the hot pavement, I thought, I got a worm sanctuary. I got a grass sanctuary. So I just took it in. It's like I can work this into my videos. And so I started thinking, I am teaching one topic only. I don't want to do that anymore because Google is a search engine. Does Google do one topic only? No, they don't. Google does not do one topic only. If they did, they would be a terrible search engine. I think I think Google might agree with me when I say that. That would be weird. Okay, let's say if Google just decided, okay, we're going to be that would be funny. That would be Google, if you're listening, that would be a funny joke to do one topic only one day. And I think Google has the sense of humor to be able to do that. They probably would. But I was just like today earlier, I was looking at backpacks because Google had on their webpage, I think we're after midnight now, but they had back to school as a link on there. So that's why I went into the back to school um, and was looking at the backpacks earlier today when I did my other live stream. Imagine if Google just did a backpack search only. I mean, if Google had over 1 million different websites just okay for you to search, it's like, well, you wouldn't be able to find anything. You uh, or if Google had an underwear website just for searching for underwear, that would be weird. But that's how search works, though. So if there was a website, underwear.com, which there probably is, or socks.com, which there probably is. So that's why you see all these websites pop up that um, have these popular names. That's why people wanted to buy those uh, uniform resource locators was for the purposes HLO heroin, hello heroin. Well, hello Royal Civa. The word heroin is a mixed word as well because of the fact you have a heroine, which is a female who is maybe considered a hero. And then you also have the word heroine, which is, yes, nice to meet you too. This time? What does that mean? Have you been here before? I'm sorry if I've missed you. Um, and so heroin, then it, of course, is the drug. What other? Oh, her. The word her is in heroin, Rowan. And then Roine, Rowan. Oh, we've got row in her row in. HERROWIN, her row in. It doesn't make any sense, but it doesn't have to make sense. What's you name? I'm not telling my name. My name is, you can just call me 10 or Light or Star. That'll work for YouTube. I have my reasons, and maybe one day I will do a live stream and explain everything. I'm not there yet. Maybe one day I will explain what went on. That's the secret. Ha, your name. My name? My name is the secret. There is a connection related to my name. Absolutely, you're right about that. With things that come up, you're absolutely right. There, I'm wondering if I can, how can I say that? Okay, I'm going to say this. Related to my divorce attorney, there's a connection with my name, my current name. He knows what it is, and I know what it is. But the thing is, we're no longer connected because he's done with me, and things are, um, over with. Ah, things are over with, and so I got screwed. I mean, I literally got screwed without getting screwed by my divorce attorney and my ex-husband's divorce attorney. I talk very intelligent to you. No, I have a low IQ. That's what we're always told on the internet, that we have a low IQ, the attention span of a gnat. We don't know what we're talking about. We're stupid. We're dumb. We're wasting people's time. Um, right now, I'm rambling. That rambling is one of the funniest things. If you can ramble for several hours, which I am going on my fifth hour today. I'm actually over 5 hours today for live streaming. So I'm wasting my time and your time. I have talked for 5 hours on the internet. Now, today, I don't have as raspy a voice as what I had yesterday, because yesterday I kind of got hoarse and I wanted to just sing. But I had a little bit of a hoarse voice yesterday. But the thing is, when I'm talking, then that way it kind of keeps the muscles in my voice stronger. And so I don't get as hoarse if I'm talking and practicing into YouTube. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're a public speaker and you can actually make your live streams unlisted. So if you need practice, you can actually, I think wrong. What, you're calling me baby? You think wrong, baby? Why did you call me a baby? Um, I think wrong what? Bab. Oh, ABY, Abby. Okay, let me see here. I think I can actually look at, wait a minute. I wanted to look at, no, I don't want to do that. I just wanted to look at YouTube channels. We used to be able to go, okay, here it is. I do have that as, okay, Royal Civa. Okay, that looks like a foreign channel. I don't know, I can't really tell. Um, give me the satisfaction. So I was looking at Royal Civa's channel. ICU music song shorts. Yep, too much she music. And you fuck with me, haha. Um, okay. There's okay. Yeah. I just look at channels and I don't care when you started your channel or not, or how many people you have. That's not you, you decision wrong. Some people's habits you talk say. Okay, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, you're kind of talking in riddles right now. Well, habit is another word that's kind of interesting, because habit is like when you think about a nun, the nuns used to wear a habit. A lot of things are called a habit. Habit is just the same thing as repetition. And it's like we've been getting hammered. Now, the other people who are doing well on YouTube are the people who they had the original channels. Now, there was another guy earlier, he was talking about how he was so influential related to some music band or something. And so he has my voice is cute. Sometimes, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. But sometimes when I listen to YouTube and even TikTok, you had a ring. That's my ring. Give me. What? Your hand ring. That's my ring. Um, well, what kind of ring is that? You never gave me a ring. I don't know who you are. Um, I mean, when you're engaged, that's always a source of contention. That's my ring. Give me my ring. Yeah, when people become engaged and then it doesn't work out, then usually sometimes the man wants the ring back and then other times he doesn't. And so there's a but people will argue over the ring. That's been on TV and that's been influencing related to a diamond ring. But Royal Civa, you never gave me a ring. But the funny thing about ring, that's mixed too, because of phone rings. And then they had the Ring doorbell, um, which, these are just things that I was pointing out, um, r related to the internet. You not give me my ring, I will call you. I will call you police. Give you a ring for what? You will call the police. I guess I don't have a ring to give you. I don't know what you're talking about. Today I come your house robbery. Oh. Yeah, well, if you do robberies, yes, you're gonna get the police called on you. Today I come, you house robbery. I don't have a house, though. You have to remember that. I don't have a house. I don't have a house, no. Um, yeah, and I've been thinking that Lisa has some extra. So I've been thinking there's some people who are getting me confused with someone else. But what I will say is there was a house that I lived in at one time. And when we were selling the house, I say we, now I have to say him because he wanted to keep everything separate and exclude me from everything related to the relationship, even though we were together for a long time. And so anyway, when once we got everything moved out, and I always found it interesting too that once the house was no longer occupied, that's when the robberies took place. And it was over copper. That's what the police officer said. If y'all weren't married, you get nothing. Oh, you talk. Ha ha ha. If y'all weren't married, you get nothing. But see, we were married. I don't know what that means. You talk. Ha ha ha. Well, and that's what women are talking about on the internet. That's why women are saying, um, you're laughing because I talk? Okay. What are you finding funny? Um, and that's why women are saying, okay, well, women are going to figure this out by ourselves because men are upset when it comes to alimony and things like that. And that women don't have anything. And when there's not enough jobs, then it's like, well, okay, so then a man comes along and just thinks that he's going to rescue a woman from something because he thinks he's God's gift to women. I mean, that's what we call a narcissist. I mean, you're not doing a woman any favors, that she's just that desperate that she's gonna just get with any old guy just because. That's not gonna happen. That's what the women are talking about. Now, maybe they have circumstances that are different and they have had a job or they did something where they were able to save for retirement, but not everybody has that. Woman is such a sweet person, you think. What one oh, you want me to talk about that? You want me to talk about, like, submissive women and men who go after submissive women? Women that they think they can manipulate. Why do you want me to talk about that? I have talked about that before. And yeah, there are men who will go after women they think are submissive. So if you want to, so I'm not even sure how it seems so unfair for me to even say anything sometimes because when I was talking before, I was mad. I was mad for a long, long time, and I've kind of gotten over it. It seems like the more I've talked about things, the more I've gotten over it. Now, I was having a hard time writing about it. Now, right now, sometimes I feel like it seems unfair for me to say anything about it to manipulate someone else's opinion because I'm at that place now that I've talked about it enough that I kind of feel like if I tell what is going on, then will I be manipulating someone else's opinion or I'm creating a bad woman, and which women can be bad anyway as it is, and men have said that this is what the men always say. They're like, "Oh, well, this woman came into it because she just wanted my money," even though he might make only $2 an hour and he don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And so a lot of men just want women specifically just for libido. That's the only reason they want a woman around. It's like now, if a woman wants a guy, she just as well get a guy who's over 50 who can't get it up anymore. And, if she wants companionship or something like that, then she's going to get a companion because it's likely that he's not going to be able to get it up anymore. And even there comes a point that Viagra probably isn't even going to work. It isn't going to work. It just isn't going to work. So he might be able to get it up, but he ain't going to be able to do anything else because it's just not there for him, because some of them are just after that dopamine hit. Will I marry? Why do I get the same person? No, I mean, I just can't foresee. Why are you doing marriage proposals in my live stream? Because I just, the thing is, it's like nothing I say sounds like I'm someone who wants to get married, is it? Absolutely nothing I say sounds like a person. Why am I laughing? I'm laughing at the fact that you're proposing marriage to me and you've never seen what I look like. It just seems so bizarre and strange that you would propose marriage to me. Now, it's not the first time that this has happened. Since my channel, since I've been getting a few more viewers here and there, I've I've been getting marriage proposals. You don't even know what I look like. And that just seems weird to me. That seems so weird. Why would you ask me to get married to you? But I tell you what, I'm going to go there. If I was famous, I would get all kinds of marriage proposals. Oh, and this reminded me too of I was watching the Cosby Show yesterday with Eight High, such a part of entertainment, Teddy. Are you talking about Richard Hightower of the Angry Cop series? I liked Richard Hightower. Or no, his name was Richard High, Hye or Hy. But but you are so interest voice. What are you talking about? Interest voice. I'm not sure what. Do you mean voice as in like my voice or um actually what I have to say? I mean, because there's a big difference between a voice and actually having something to say. But I was watching it was so interesting. I was watching the Cosby Show yesterday, and and so Claire Huxtable was telling her son, her son was being hit on. So he had graduated, he was out of college and everything, and he was teaching school. And so he told his mom he wanted to find out what to do with a woman that was hitting on him related to his class. And so Claire said, uh, well, he was actually being kind of, I think he was being a little bit ornery. I didn't hear the whole premise of the show, but the part that I caught was when she said, it's Claire Huxtable, not mom, because he kept saying mom. And so they would take, so they were doing some role playing is what they were doing. So he role played with his dad related to students talking to him with conferences, and then he role played with his mom. And so his mom actually, um, I think she said something to the effect to him of like, maybe you find it hard to believe, but yes, I get all kinds of people who are attracted to me because I'm a lawyer. That's what she told him. And so, if you remember, Claire Huxtable was a lawyer. And she said people are in distress and then they become attracted to her. And it's like, she just described something for me. It's like, oh, so that's common. So even though this is a TV show, I know it was fake. It was a TV show. It's just done for drama. I found it kind of interesting because it's like, so the lawyers must know that. They must know that they have clients who are under duress and they're in uh, traumatic situations at that time. And so, so people can be in a situation where it's their own fault, but they don't, because they're in so much stress, they don't know what's going on. So it's like so if you've been deprived in a marriage of affection and kind of suppressed and oppressed, am I a student? No, I'm not a student. You think I have a young voice. How old are you? These are the things I would have asked my attorney if I could do that when I was getting divorced, just to be naughty. I wanted to so bad to ask him how old he was and if he was married. Just, you know what? If I was doing that, if I would have done that, I would have been distracting myself. And I didn't want to do that because I needed to have a lawyer. And so I didn't want to be bad. But the thing is, everything I was doing was trying so hard to distract my brain out of everything that was going on to try to shut off all the negative voices that I was hearing at that time because things were so bad. But after time has passed now, it's kind of settled down, which is good. So I keep myself, um, I, what I find is if I keep talking about nonsense and I keep things jumbled up in my head, it's almost like it's a form of meditation. I'm very, very bad man. I don't know that you're a very bad man because I don't know you. Um, so if keep things jumbled up, then it's a distraction. And that's why talking on YouTube, even if it's to my own self and nobody's listening, it kind of becomes therapy. And That's why talking on my own channel, even though I may not have a whole lot of viewers all the time, sometimes someone different will trickle in every once in a while. Um, but I'm still able to get it out on my own channel and I'm not getting censored. Now, going on someone else's channel and getting censored, that pisses everybody off. You're you're a bad man. You're a very bad man. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I know men are told that they're bad all the time. Women are told we're bad all the time. So it cancels everything out. Doesn't it? Doesn't it get to the point it just cancels everything out? Because we're told we're bad all the time. And it's like it just gets to your channel robbery, some people's. What? My channel robbed some people? It can't do that. How does your YouTube channel rob people? I don't know how it does that. Ha ha. No, it's not possible for a YouTube channel to rob people. It's just not possible. That's kind of a funny notion, though. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Now that you say that. Okay, so what I've said is that somebody hackers here. Oh, the hackers. My channel or I'm the one who got robbed? The hackers. Yeah, because now this is the thing that I've said is that on the internet there are campaigns related to putting up some advertising. So like on Twitter, YouTube, there's people who will put up words. Everything's supposed to be fun. That's why it's so frustrating. It's like this is all supposed to be fun. It wasn't intended to. I mean, I never saw it as intended to be so vicious and mean, but that's where things went. I think maybe they had to go that direction to show the nasty side of the money aspect. Um, the hackers. Well, you know what? I was used to thinking of hackers in the sense of on just the internet, but you know what? You can think of hackers in the terms of real life too, because they've been saying that there are political hacks that have been elected into political seats. And now the thing I'm thinking about related to the current president, if he's supposed to be a hack, I don't know what he's doing. I really don't know what he's doing. Because I think the man really believes that he can just go in there and just do things however he wants to do them. I actually think that he's been doing stuff just for the purposes of entertainment too. And he thinks he's funny. He thinks he's cute and funny. And it's like I am so tired of him. Um, Everybody else has gotten tired. What you have request, show me your face. I'm waiting. No, I'm not showing you my face. You can keep asking that question every day, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. There's no reason for it. You guys are saying that you have to show your face. You're telling people that you have to show your face to get views, and that's just not true. Um, I don't have a reason to show my face. I don't have to prove anything to anyone. I've just had a whole series of other things happen, and you know, it doesn't benefit me by showing my face. I mean, there's things that typically when I do things, it's just for the purposes of, if I'm doing something, I might be drawing or doing something else. And um, so what I've done on YouTube has really not been a show your face thing. Even though there's people who are convinced that you have to show your face, and it's like, why? You don't. You don't have to show your face. But they're convinced that you have to, and it's like, I don't know where that came out of, um, related to show your face. I don't. Or why someone thinks that you have to show your face. Just think of me as a old, ugly hag, and then we'll get along great. That's what you can do. Is just think of me as an ugly old hag, an ugly old witch, and then you can stop asking me for marriage proposals. You can stop asking me for about what I look like. So you just think of me as an ugly old hag, and that's gonna just. Can you tell me your Insta? I pin ins pin send me. What is an Insta? An Insta what? I don't have an Insta chat. I don't know what that is. Can you tell me your Insta? I pin send me. Send you. Oh, I don't have an Instagram. I've never had an Instagram. I never found Instagram to work. Okay, this is something that I learned early on YouTube. And I didn't like the runaround. So when I first was on YouTube at the beginning, before it got really famous, it was famous to us who were using it, but it may not have been famous. It may not have been as famous around the world as what it is now. And and so there was this guy, he said, okay, well, if you take and you share your links to different websites, he said that's going to help you with your internet presence on the internet. And so he was telling us to go, he says, just open an account, and he says, log in maybe once a month, and the algorithm will see that you're active, because if you don't, then um, you're not gonna, then your channel is just not gonna be recognized. And he says you want to build links. That's what we were told was the link building. And link building, I think, is still a relevant thing. Um, and and so anyway, I tried Instagram. I did. It didn't work for me. Well, actually, now that I'm thinking though, if I had an Instagram, I was able to share links on Instagram though. I think I could share them in my chat. If- And I think that I don't know if Instagram is just completely um I don't know if they've made it so that you can log in from a laptop right now. Because at one time, Instagram, I think, was specifically for phones. It was for mobile and the internet, and you couldn't use a computer with it. And so they were saying with Instagram, they were saying it was specifically for phones only. It wasn't for, they didn't want it for the desktop computer or the laptop. Because desktop and laptop both show up separately related to the type of device that you're using. They show up separately, even though they're computers. In my mind, a computer is a computer. A phone is the same thing as a laptop, it's the same thing as a PC, but YouTube is able to distinguish what is the difference between all of them. So they know. Somehow they know. But I don't have an Instagram. Now, in my mind, I'm just thinking if I do get an Instagram, it's just going to be specifically for search engine optimization purposes. Other than that, I don't see a purpose for it, you know? Because the thing is, it's like you pick a platform. Most people are picking YouTube because It has the most amount of things that work. These other websites just have a bunch of things that don't work. And so, um, let me go. It's kind of like it reminds me of Instapot. Now, let me go look at Instagram. Weren't they part of Facebook at one time? Let me see if it's changed a little bit. Okay. With that, you've got to have that's a Facebook thing. Instagram is a Facebook thing, and I don't think I don't really want to get involved with Facebook. I really don't. I just don't. Facebook banned me from them, and I really just don't want to get involved with Instagram. Um, if I need to post content, I can post it on my YouTube channel, can't I? I mean, it becomes so much work. That's the direction I was going with my thought process. It becomes so much work doing it, going to all these different websites and you're just promoting and promoting and promoting and it just becomes really cumbersome doing it all the time. And the only people who benefit from going to different websites is the website itself. So if you can't make any money doing anything, it's like eventually it's kind of like, well, if I can't make any money doing it, then um, am I doing it for fun? Or am I doing, what is the purpose of me doing it? Why am I doing social media if I can't make a living doing it? Or if I can't make some money doing it? What's the purpose of it? I mean, a lot of people must be asking that question. What's the purpose of it if I can't make any money doing it? And I've said none of us should be shamed for making money on the internet if that's something that is in front of us. Um, you are interest bad man. I'm interested in a bad man. Are you talking about an attorney? Are you talking about an attorney that I was interested in? I'm not interested in him anymore. Is that what you're talking about as the attorney? Everybody called him a bad man, and I'm no longer interested in him anymore because you guys told me he's a bad man and he's crazy. You said he's not all there. Some bad habits and more than he has bad habits. He's a man. I really don't care. I'll tell you right now, I liked him. I like the and sometimes I think right now I still do. Even I carry a little fondness in my heart for him, even though I'm mad at him. And I'm really not that mad at him. And a little bit because the thing is, it's like he did work for me. He did. He really did. Um, but the how I thought things how I thought things should have went didn't go how I wanted them to go. Not with him, but with the divorce. And so, yeah, I liked him. I admit that. I think I admitted that. I think I admitted that when when I was in the house under the temporary protective order. I liked him then. I knew I would still like him even after I started getting all the crap off my chest related to the marriage. It's like I knew I would still like him afterwards, you know. I could be friends with him if he, but friends, if the man is married, friends never works out. It never works out between a man and a woman. A man being friends with another woman is never going to work out. Today, what's special? I don't have a home. I don't have a home. So that's the thing. I'm I'm broke and down and out. I'm not famous. I have a lot of views on YouTube. I I I'm proud of myself just being able to get views. I think that's fun. It's like, okay, a lot of people want to know how to get views, and it's like, I still got it. I know how to get views. What does that do for me? It doesn't do anything related. People talk about a dopamine hit. I don't get any kind of hit or rush from getting views. But we need, in order to make revenue, you need to get views because that's how it's done. Um, just talk you like baby. A baby? What baby? Just talk, but not ignore me. Ignore who? I don't know what you're talking about. Just talk you like baby, but not ignore me. I'm not sure what you're saying or what you're alluding to. Um, I don't know what you're talking about. About a baby? Just talk you like baby. Oh, you like you like my voice. Oh, you like the baby voice? You mean like when I do the I should play my own videos in my live stream. The funny thing is, if I play my own videos in my live stream, it's like I'm not going to implement a copyright of anything on any video, but I'm especially not going to do it on my own. Oh, you mean you want, I don't even know if I can do it right now. You mean when I talk like this, like a baby, like a little baby? I don't even think it sounds like a baby. It sounds ridiculous. Eh, wah, wah, nah, I don't know. Oh, what was that video I saw? Oh, the video. Fucking goddamn it! Fucking goddamn it! Fucking goddamn it! The little baby. Everybody had to see that. I thought everybody did. The little talking baby on TikTok that she had on the little pink bathrobe, and she's going down the hallway, and she's like, "Fucking goddamn it! Fucking god!" Oh my god, it was so funny. Fucking goddamn it! Fucking goddamn it! She's carrying on, and she's just cursing and cursing because I don't know. Oh, it was. I think the cursing babies are so funny because of the fact that they're just repeating what they've heard from their parents, and they're funny. I mean, and it's like and they pick up some of the stuff from music too. And so you hear the babies, they say everything. Now, one of my favorite toys is the talking cactus. And apparently there's a dog toy now, and there's a one for dogs. And when the dog barks, the dogs get mad at the cactus just like the babies got mad at the cactus. And so some of them would cry. And the funny thing is once the babies get older, they remember what the cactus did to them when they were younger. And so there's like an age different there's like an age from like age 3 months up to 6 to 9 months where the babies get mad and they cry at the cactus. Then when they get older and they're walking, then they remember that the cactus was dancing. And so there was one video of a baby who was trying to get the cactus to dance. So the baby starts dancing and wiggling like the cactus was wiggling when the cactus made the baby cry. And so the baby's trying to get the cactus then to wiggle and dance like it used to do. So I don't know if the cactus got offended because the baby cried when it was talking to the dancing cactus. But the baby goes up to the cactus and just starts dancing. Are you a really it's are you really heroin hot? I know you actor talk. I am not an actor. I am absolutely not an actor at all. I know a lot of people think I am, but I'm not. I'm not an actor. I've just been on YouTube too long that apparently I've picked up enough of their dialogue and I know how to improv. I know I can improv well. I can improv really well. In fact, I think I can do it better than celebrities can do it. I'm not an actor. I am not. YouTube, you know what? You are, oh yeah, YouTube. Yeah, I will say that. Yeah, I'm a YouTube actor. You know, the great thing about YouTube is that we learn how to talk by ourselves. YouTubers, we do better than celebrities because we can probably talk to other YouTubers. So we've come out of our shell. What YouTube has done, another thing YouTube has done is taken us out of our shells because we're a lot of people who are behind the scenes. We could call us nerds. We would be like the kind of like the movie Revenge of the Nerds. You know how it's a bunch of mishmash of people who, they're they like nerding out and doing some crazy stuff on the computer and challenging things and trying to find different ways to do things and get around things and whatever. Um, but the rambling, you know, we have to learn to talk to ourselves because the thing is that YouTubers don't have a very long shelf life, unfortunately. And the other people are not real YouTubers. They're just not. They're not real YouTubers because they came from Hollywood. You knowledge me? What does that mean? You knowledge me. So when I say it's not to be offensive to anybody because I'm not dismissing the experience that people have with Hollywood. Now, with Hollywood, you can't search. You cannot search Hollywood. And Hollywood has not figured out this yet that Google is a search engine. Hollywood is not a search engine. There's absolutely no way that Hollywood is going to commingle with Google. Now, Hollywood can get wrapped up into Google, but they are not going to be a search engine ever. There's no way. They can't. Can you give me one fly kiss? Oh, you want a fairy kiss? A fly kiss? What do you mean a fly kiss? A fly? A fly kiss? Like a airplane? Oh, you saw that video? Kiss the tarmac? I like the word tarmac, and so I use tarmac instead of runway, even though I think that runway is probably more popular than tarmac. I use the word tarmac because this is another story. This one's funny. When my first husband was in Operation Desert Storm, I sent him some clams because he asked for the clams. So I would send him what he asked for. He wanted clams. He wanted the little cans of deviled ham. And, that's crackers, stuff like that. So I sent him what he asked for. And so I wrote it on the outside of the package. And the postmaster, he looks at what I wrote and he says, this is going to sit on the runway and you're going to kill your husband with what you're sending him. He said it's just going to sit on the tarmac and get hot. And he's going to get botulism and die. That's what he told me during Operation Desert Storm. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And I told that to my to the commander's wife of that specific unit, and she said, she's like, I can't believe he told her that. She told me he was going to die from botulism because the package I was sending him was sitting on the tarmac and it was going to get hot in the Middle East. I am specially propose you high kiss me, baby. High kiss. What is a high kiss? I don't know what a high kiss is. Like, is that what you're talking about? Like, I know I have fun with sound effects too. What are some of the I have some that are bad though. Sounds like a whoopee cushion. Oh, sounds like a whoopee cushion. Oh my God, get that woman off the internet. She's having a queef attack. Go away, Bo Queefa. Go away. Get the hell out of here, Bo Queefa. We don't want to hear you walking down the aisle in Walmart. Please, we don't want to smell your twat farts. Oh gosh. See, this is why people like YouTube, is because we have liberties and freedoms to do things that are outside the scope of what someone can do on TV, because TV is so restrictive. And you just can't do what we do you can't even do what we do on YouTube on Amazon. They won't allow it. Amazon is very structured, just like legacy media is. And so, legacy media, when I use that wording, it's just a word for old media. It's kind of like it's like when someone uses the terminology baby boomer or millennial. It's just describing an era in time. So it's old media. Old media is in analog TV and stuff they do on TV. But remember, Hollywood is not a search engine. You can't go, we've never been able to go up to our TV and search the World Wide Web. You know, even though they, at one time they had a laptop of some sort that you could hook up to the analog TV. That wasn't the same thing. You were still hooked up to the internet. You weren't hooked up to the TV. Should we make more whoopee cushion sounds? If I got some lotion, I could probably make it worse. And that would be an ASMR now, wouldn't it? Sounds gross. Oh, well, who was it that likes the dinosaur feet? I don't know who I would be talking to and laughing at the same time. Um, it probably would be a problem if it was who I was thinking it is. Let's see here. That's a good sound there. It sounds so disgusting. Um, you love it this time? You mean you didn't love it before? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, Tennessee Titan is your name. Let's see if we can enhance the sound effects a little bit. Um, I don't know. Oh, that's some good sound effects. It sounds like a fart. It sounds like it's a fart. But but really, no, it's Boquifa walking down Walmart, making her Boquifas rumble. Are you ready to rumble Boquifa down the middle of Walmart? Get the hell out of Walmart, Boquifa. Go away. Well, they always made fun of Granny for uh oh, Jeff Foxworthy. Yeah. Was it him or Larry the Cable Guy? One of them. Oh, you got grandma wearing stretch leggings and she has to fart and then she's got a great big old bubble running down her leg. Well, we need to this sound. What do you mean you know the sound? What do you mean by you know the sound? Um, oh, well, you can duplicate sounds without actually um, going through the motions of what sound you think that it is. There's ways of duplicating sounds. Um, I know you think, I think what? I know I think what? You write so slow. Sometimes I think that, oh, the sound. um, I actually think that what Google has done is deployed artificial intelligence like a chat GPT onto YouTube. And so I actually don't think I'm talking to a real person right now. I really don't. I think I think it's artificial intelligence. That's what I think I'm chatting with. But I think that AI probably would find that sound funny. That's what I kind of think. AI would find that sound funny. I did some sound effects earlier um on my other live stream. I never looked at them to listen to see if what they sound like. What do you mean it just died? Artificial intelligence does not have one of those. It just died? Why why did it just die? I don't think I should ask that question. I retract. I take that question back. I don't wanna know. I don't wanna know why it just died. Um, oh, your dad just died. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, that your dad died. How come you're on here if your dad just died? Or do you need someone to talk to? I mean, I can understand that why you would go on the internet because you want to distract your brain from talking to somebody. That makes sense to me. Do you need to get off the internet and or so you just found out that your dad died and you're on the internet? So, I mean, do you need to pack or something or get sleep or oh, he abused you. So then you probably have mixed feelings about what would happen, right? Yeah. Okay, well, we'll see you the next time. Yeah, I need to be getting off of here. I've been on here for almost 2 hours. So that makes like close to 6 hours well, actually, it is 6 hours because the other live stream I did earlier was for like 4 hours and 20 minutes or something like that. Augustine. I almost feel like there's virtual signaling taking place, maybe. But I'm not sure, Meg. Well, I don't know what to do now. What do you mean you don't know what to do? Um, I mean, did he die today or the past couple days or um oh, he died yesterday. Are you gonna have a are you gonna do a funeral or family get together or anything? Oh, you didn't get invited to your dad's funeral? Yeah, but if it's only been a day, well, why would they not invite you to go? I've always kind of thought that if something happened to my dad, that I don't even know if my siblings would tell me. I know my dad told me when my mom died, but if something happens to him, I don't know if they'll call and tell me or not. It's not like I'm gonna, oh, your dad cheated on his ex and had you. Oh, so everyone, oh goodness. Well, that's not your fault. Do you know the details of the funeral? Because the thing is, I mean, you don't need an invitation to go to a funeral, you just go. If I were you, I would just go. I mean, if like, for example, if you see in a newspaper or something that somebody died, and say it was a classmate or something, you don't need an invitation to go to a funeral. You could just go. And the same thing with your dad. Oh, you don't know where it is. Do you know where your dad lived? So you know that he died. Do you know where he lived at? I mean, the city. Do you know where the city is where he was at? They told me they don't want me there, so I do know where he lives. Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. If they told you they don't want you there. That's kind of sad, though, to think that they don't want you there. I mean, if I were you, I'd just go anyway. I would just go. Well, I'm gonna have to get off of here because it is, I can't believe how late it is. I didn't realize it was that late. It's 1:30 in the morning. If I were you, I would go. I'd go to the funeral anyway. If you know where it's at, I would go. I wouldn't let someone, if it's something that's important to you, I would go. I mean, because who are they to stop you from going? It's not your fault that your dad did what he did, and for them to stop you from going just because it makes them uncomfortable. If I were you, I would still go. Um, but I do need to get off of here though because it's getting late and I do need to go to bed. So thanks for the chat, and we'll see you in the future on the internet. I mean, not literally see you, but I mean, we'll see you again, or hopefully, or um, we'll be on here. I'm going to see if my phone is getting hot. Nope, it's not. Thankfully, it's not. Other people's phones are getting hot, but I guess mine has been good lately, not getting hot. And so I hope you're okay with your dad. And, if you want to come back tomorrow, we can talk about this again tomorrow if you need someone to talk to about your dad, because I know it's can be really hard, and a lot of times people don't know what to say. And, I know that you want to get things off your chest, but I know guys deal with things differently than women do. So I'm sorry about your dad. And we'll see you soon.